Shipyards on Vancouver Island will be humming if BC wins a share of the biggest shipbuilding contract in Canadian history. And those shipyards and their staff will be ready. The provincial government has committed more than $500,000 to a new marine training centre at Camosun College. Premier Christy Clark announced the program on the Interurban campus this morning, a facility that will help the industry recruit and train skilled workers, the ones who get a kick out of their work just when they're needed the most. As A News reporter Andrew Johnson shows us, a bid that involves Victoria Shipyards could put 500 people to work in Victoria for decades.
You know, it's just how to be a woman in a trade.
Mila Puharich tried philosophy and anthropology, but something just wasn't right.
I'm not really into books. It's not my drive. I can do it if somebody gives it to me, but it's not my drive. I like to be able to kick what I make.
And so the Camosun College welding apprentice from Salt Spring Island set her sights on the shipbuilding industry.
Where you are is what you should make, right? So I'm on the coast, I should make boats.
So she will, after perfecting her trade at Camosun, where the province is spending $550,000 for a new marine training center.
It's taking skills that are already being used and delivered at Camosun College and expanding upon them.
And the investment comes when BC's shipbuilding industry could have a few job openings.
Today we are talking about what really is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for British Columbia, for the South Island.
Seaspan Marine Corporation, which owns Victoria Shipyards, is submitting bids in the next week for two of the most valuable shipbuilding contracts ever in Canada to build a non-combat naval fleet, Coast Guard vessels, and replace our Navy's frigates. The contracts total $35 billion. If Seaspan is awarded one of them, it could generate 6,000 to 7,000 direct and indirect jobs in BC, including 500 right here in Victoria within the next 2 years. It all means students just setting sail in the shipbuilding industry are getting in while the getting's good, really good.
We're going to be able to say to them, when you start your apprenticeship, you're going to be able to retire out of this industry.
The contracts are expected to provide steady employment to people like Mila Puharich for 30 years. Premier Clark is pledging to do everything she can to make it happen. And, well, she's laying it on pretty thick.
When Mila stands on the bridge and looks down at ships and says to her child, "Sweetheart, I built that ship," she'll also be able to say to her son or daughter, "And you are going to get to build the next one."
The federal government will decide if Clark's vision of Vancouver Island's future becomes a reality this fall.
Andrew Johnson joins us now live outside the Point Hope Shipyard in Victoria with more on the story. Andrew, who is Seaspan and Victoria Shipyards up against to win these contracts?
Well, Hudson, Seaspan is competing against shipbuilders in Halifax, Quebec, and St. Catharines, Ontario. And interestingly, the bidders from here are teaming up with their counterparts in Halifax to oppose an extension request from the other two to be able to submit their bids past the July 7th deadline. Seaspan says it has people just about working around the clock to get its bid package, which is a very complicated material, binders and binders full of stuff, finished in time, and has spent millions of dollars and would have to spend more if this thing were to be dragged out. But so far, the response from Ottawa is the deadline is sticking right where it is, July 7th, about 10 days from today.
All right, we'll be watching. Andrew, thank you.
You're welcome.
Andrew Johnson live on Harbour Road tonight.